Hi everybody, this is a review of the MSR Whisperlite International stove. This is a liquid fuel stove. Right now I've got everything in this sack, including the extra jets and the little, the windscreen, etc. So before we fire the stove up, I'm going to go ahead and weigh it. Let's see. So it looks like about 1 pound 9 ounces with everything, and we do have fuel in here right now. I guess I should have weighed the fuel that we have. Anyway, I'll show you what we got. There's two people I think would really benefit from this stove. One of them is a traveler. If you want to have easily available fuel no matter where you go or what continent you're on, then this would probably be a nice stove for you. I'll show you what we got in the bag so you know what it is that we're weighing. You can see the little wrench, an extra O-ring, and some MSR pump oil. And this is the extra jet if you're burning kerosene or diesel. Instruction manual. This is the stopper for the bottle that the pump is on right now. Let's see, so I guess we could weigh that just so you know how much extra that is in our... If you're not carrying these, it looks like that makes a difference of about 1 ounce, just under 1.5 ounces for those. This bottle doesn't come, the bottle itself doesn't come with the stove, the pump does. You'll have to buy the bottle separate. I use these little bottles, and I usually, you can take just one because it stows away in a small space, and then one extra one. Usually you can get through a 3-day trip if you're not doing a lot of cooking with just the one bottle. Sometimes if you're cooking bigger stuff or for more people, you might go into a second. This, I believe, is an 11-ounce bottle. Anyway, this is the windscreen, which you're going to want to use because it helps keep the heat around your pot. Inside it is this this goes underneath just to reflect some heat back up. And if you keep a couple of paper clips, it makes it real easy to keep this windscreen closed. So I'll set it to the side. Anyway, the stove itself isn't real hard to use. This isn't really something that you're going to use if you're doing a just any old backpacking trip. There's not a lot of point because it's really overkill. It's more than you need. But if you're doing a cold weather trip where there's question about your fuel vaporizing and maybe a canister stove, this would be one that you might like to have. Anyway, despite whatever you've heard, these aren't particularly hard to light or to use. Open up the valve till it starts squirting fuel just a bit. And you can hear it and see it when it does. And then just light it. It's not that big a deal. And you'll hear it as it starts to prime. As it gets hotter, it starts changing the way this flame changes from an orangish into a bright blue flame that's coming out of the plate in the center as it warms that generator tube back there up. It doesn't have to be a big fireball if you don't want it to be. You'll see this warm-up process is one that you're going to do every time you pull the stove out. So it's one thing that's one reason I tend to like to use the canister stoves when I can, is because they warm up so much faster. You can see we're about to run out of fuel here to warm up. There we go. Anyway, this is fine for cooking on. It has a nice big big head of flame up here. So it's a lot nicer if you're cooking for a group or if you're cooking on a bigger pan, if you're doing something other than just boiling water. This thing does run, it will run real hot. I'll show you. And basically it has to do with the pressure you're running at. It'll run significantly hotter if you pump the bottle to give it more pumps in the bottle. If you want to simmer it down, the thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that you don't have the bottle pumped so hard that you can't actually cut the fuel flow down. I wouldn't necessarily be making some fine Italian sauces or something on it, but you can turn the heat down considerably if you sit and baby it just a bit. So there you go. That's about as low as you're going to go. You might be able to do a bit better on your own. But then if you open the thing wide open and give the bottle a few pumps, it'll actually start turning this whole stove bright cherry red. You can see it starting to already. Anyway, so that's about all there is to it. If you get the International, it'll come with the extra jet, and so it lets you burn the heavier fuels like kerosene and diesel. And that's about it. You can size these bottles for whatever you're doing. I prefer the smaller bottles myself, but if you have one of the larger bottles, it's real nice if you're really unsure of what exactly you're going to be doing, or if there's a chance you're going to have to be melting ice or something, melting snow, then you might want to have the extra fuel on hand. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one.